What's up, everybody? Tony P, Joey Bear, Drunk Reviews. We're here today to talk to you about a movie called Nocturnal Animals.
Let's talk about what Nocturnal Animals is about. Because honestly, like, when I heard the title, Nocturnal Animals, I thought I was going to watch a movie about, like, a serial killer. Or, like, it was going to be, like, the next, like, Zodiac or something, you know? Silence of the Lambs.
Just the title itself, yeah. Like, you read that alone and you're just like, maybe
it's a good title. Like,
the
title, like, caught my attention.
And what it really, which we'll get into later, what Nocturnal Animals really stands for is pretty opposite of what we think of when we hear that movie. The story in a nutshell is there's a girl, a woman. She has everything. She has her job. She loves art. She finances art. I would think she's an art dealer. She has a big house, beautiful husband, perfect life. But one day she receives a package from her ex-husband.
Yeah, her first husband.
Her first husband. And it kind of throws her for a loop a little bit. She starts thinking about the past, like with him, what happened with him, what went down with him.
Somewhere along the grapevine, I was told about it. And I picked it up at Best Buy for $10. I was like, hell yeah, let me watch this movie. And it turned out to totally blew me away.
And you know, the thing is here, in Drunk Reviews, we like to talk about the blockbusters, you know, the good movies. But this one kind of fell underneath the radar. I was intrigued by it, but I wasn't expecting what I saw. Now, going back to the synopsis, she's kind of reflecting on her current life, which is on the outside this extravagant like love story, but no, it's not. You get me? And then throughout the movie, you start realizing things she did, what she's going through now, and the ending is pretty good. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. I'm not gonna spoil it just yet.
We should. in the movie, Amy Adams receives a package, and that package is a novel that her first husband wrote. So when she sees that not only her first husband has accomplished this goal of writing his first novel, it starts to stir up all these memories from her past because they had a young, blossoming relationship. And the movie does something unique because once she starts reading the book, we see the visual representation. We're being shown what she sees, what she's seeing
what she's
in her mind. Yeah, her interpretation of it.
Amy Adams, she is such a cutie, man. Like she is coming up.
Yeah,
in her movie roles and her
everything. Like it really, like I don't even know. She might have been top bill for that movie because I think maybe Jake Gyllenhaal came second.
The sheriff, I forgot his name, Michael Shannon. Oh yeah, that dude is.
Michael Shannon's awesome.
Yeah,
I love
General Zod was General Zod.
I love me some Michael Shannon.
He commands the screen.
He does. But
you know what?
Stills every scene that he's in.
In this film, I think Amy Adams does that, but because Michael Sheehan, right? Shannon and Amy Adams don't really share the screen at all, ever. But I think Amy Adams steals it because most of the scenes that Amy Adams is in is her by herself. Yeah. So she has to sell what she's thinking, what she's feeling with her facial expressions.
That's true.
And like to me, she plays it perfectly. Yeah. And Jake Gyllenhaal plays his character too well. But like, I really feel that Jake Gyllenhaal was good in this movie, but he was playing the Jake Gyllenhaal, the actor, the character he always plays. Yeah. And another character I want to talk about that did really well was a guy that they run into while they're on the road. He's got like 3 names. I know that.
Aaron something.
Something. Yeah. Well, anyways.
Aaron something. He's the kid from Kick-Ass.
Yes.
Yeah, he's Kick-Ass. And I hate that kid. Like, I liked him in Kick-Ass. I hated him in Kick-Ass 2. And I hated him in Godzilla. Mm-hmm. But he was awesome in this movie.
Yes, he was.
Like, he totally... You talk about, like, Michael Shannon stealing the scene. He stole the show from fucking Jake Gyllenhaal. Out of nowhere.
Yeah. And, and it was... He was so great in this film. And, you're right. He is Kick-Ass. Yeah. And I feel that he's he's getting his acting chops.
Yeah. Well,
There,
I didn't want to feel that way because I fucking can't stand him.
But like he kicked ass in this movie.
He was
though.
good in this.
He
movie.
was,
I had
he was good in this movie.
Yeah, even though I was like, when I saw his name come up in the credits at the beginning, I was like, nah, fuck this guy. But then when I saw him come out, I was like, hey, shit. Like, this guy made me feel nervous. He made me feel on edge.
There's basically 3 stories in the movie.
Yeah.
It's the past, the present, and then the book.
Yeah.
Now each one has its own look. You get me? So like I know the one with Amy Adams, like the current, like her
it's like bluish.
It's like bluish, gray, dark, cold, rainy. When it's her past, when it's reflecting on her first marriage,
it's
light,
it's sunny.
Bright, yes, there's
I think
I
didn't fucking even notice that. You're right.
I think it's Christmas, so there's like lights and like there's people walking all around them, and like they're surrounded by people.
No shit.
But it's only them two that talking. But when it's just her, like it's just her.
And then when you see the book, it is yellow and hot and looks uncomfortable.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, like that's why, like, because honestly, this is our first beer, and I wanted to talk about this.
Sober.
I wanted to talk about this movie a little sober because man, like it was such a great film, and I feel that this film deserves a proper, like, talking about. Like, you know, and like it was such a great film. There's so many things I want to say without spoiling it, but I know I'll spoil it later. But
well, really, there's only the one element to spoil. That's like the end of the movie. Like we're not going to give away the ending of the movie because that's the main point. You know, you watch the movie, and it's directed in such a way where it's fascinating and you're intrigued, but you really don't know where they're going with this. And it's not until you get to that end that you get that like, oh shit, like that's where they were going with it. Like now I see.
Well, speaking of director, this is a second-time director.
Oh yeah, what was his first movie?
A Simple Man. I never.
Man?
But like I obviously like I looked up this guy.
Yeah.
He used to be a fashionista, like a fashion designer.
That makes total sense because like every shot,
it's got style.
Yeah,
it's got style.
Every shot looks like it was really well thought out. And now that you pointed out, you're right. Like all 3 stories have a different tone, a different feel to them. And also, you know, with the introduction, and this isn't giving away a spoiler, but when you look at the introduction of the movie, which is a bunch of fat women, naked, butt naked, dancing, smiling, and partying. Now, later on, the camera kind of pulls away, and it's revealed that this is an art gallery that Amy Adams is showcasing, and this is this artist's art. Naked women dancing and smiling and playing. Naked fat women, old women. So it takes this extreme taboo of like body shame and flips it upside down because here we have what should be interpreted as something that we don't want to see, but it's presented to us in this very fun and happy way. Yeah. You know what I mean? And even the way it's shot, like these women, you know, who are obese, look to be very, very happy. So, without giving any like huge details away, if you look at that scene in the context of the movie, when I was watching it with my girlfriend, and she said to me like, "What was the point of that scene?" And I told her I like, you know, really, it's right there on the surface. The whole point of it is that look at Amy Adams' life. You know, you talk about her present day story. It's cold. It's dark. She's this beautiful trophy wife. Yeah. She's a successful art dealer. She's got this beautiful man, like you said, this beautiful husband.
Some dudes are just beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
He looks, you know, very dashing and handsome. And he also appears to be a successful something. You know.
He travels around doing business stuff.
Yeah. But, you know, and that's the outside. You know, the outside is what you see as this perfect existence, but on the inside, as the story progresses, we realize that Amy Adams is quite the opposite of what they're projecting on the outside.
Yes.
And that is where that intro kind of plays its role, because it's showing you that these women who have nothing, they are naked and put on display, are happy.
Not really attractive, but they're
happy.
They're happy.
They're having a great time.
Yeah.
And Amy Adams, who has it all, isn't happy.
Yeah.
Pretty badass.
It's beautifully told. The scenes are so magnificent. Like, everyone does a great job.
Well, what's the meaning of the movie though? Like, without saying the ending, the whole idea behind the movie is.
I really think it's just a reflection of like life.
Totally.
You know, like I feel like there is no message. Like it's just the way it is.
But that is a message.
Yeah.
It's an introspective look into the decisions you make in your past that you know, I mean, when we're all young, we make these decisions with the future in mind, or at least a lot of us do.
Yeah.
But very few of us are able to not consider the future and just be happy, you know? And I think that's like one of the huge takeaways from that movie. And that's what it is. Like, that's what Nocturnal Animals is. It is a introspective look into a woman's life who, at this point in her life, she's unhappy.
And also, like, I don't know what type of movie this is, but it's my favorite type of movie, to where like it's got things that like reflect on one another. So like he's like the past is reflecting in the book, but they connect, and like only she knows. I think that's really great. And also like her life is basically in shambles.
Yeah.
I just love sad movies.
Yeah.
I fucking love them.
Shit.
And this is a sad movie. It was sad, but like it was also an uplifting movie. Where like I'll get later into
the spoilers
territory.
All right, Tony P.
All right.
So we watched it. We loved it. Obviously, both of us enjoyed it. I've already bought it on Blu-ray, so that answers that question.
I bought mine too.
If I'm gonna rate that movie, I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm definitely gonna give it a 5.
A 5. I'll recommend it to anyone who can listen. Go rent it, buy it. I say buy it because it's rewatchable. It is such a great film.
It really is. Yeah, I totally. Nocturnal Animals. You heard it here, folks. Drunk review. Although this really should be retitled Sober Review.
One beer review.
But Nocturnal Animals it deserved a little bit of comprehension. It deserved some attention to this review, and that's what we gave it. And if you want to hear about all the things that we didn't talk about, check out the next video.
Which is a lot. Yeah. It's coming up.
It's coming up.
I want to spoil things.
We're about to cut loose.
That's what I like.
Shit's going to get real right now.
All right. Check us out. Like, subscribe. Check us out on Xbox, the Perizzos, the Salt Shaker. I know they just released an update today for Horde. Let's get it, baby. Peace.